There's a doodle in your neighborhood who has not taken a day off since 2023. You've heard them. Maybe you live with them. They bark at the window, the full body lunge at the doorbell, the patrol route from the front door to the couch to the window and back, like they're being graded on it. Now, last week I told you every doodle has a job. Today, I want to introduce you to one specific employee because this one is everywhere. This is the Overworked Doodle. Welcome back to the Doodle Pro podcast. I'm Corinne Gearhart, and you guys, if your doodle barks at things that you can't see, hear, or explain, this episode is for them and for you. Okay, mostly for you, honestly, because you're the one who's been apologizing to the mail carrier. I get it. So let me walk you through a day in the life because I want you to see the shift to the way that your doodle works it. 6:15 in the morning. The neighbor's car door. Boop, boop. First alert of the day. Delivered from a dead sleep. 0 to full alarm in under a second. 7:40. Kids at the bus stop. That's a situation requiring monitoring from the front window. Pause on the sill. Full attention. 10:42. The delivery truck. We've discussed the delivery truck. 12:15, a dog is walked past the house, which as far as your doodle is concerned, is an act of open provocation. 3:30, the school bus again. And somewhere in there, a leaf with an attitude. The neighbor's garage door, the dog on the TV, and a sound that you personally didn't hear because it happened 2 houses away. And then at 9 p.m., when the house finally goes quiet, this doodle is still lying, watching the door, not sleeping, listening, one ear up, on call. That's not a day. That's a double shift. And here's what I need you to understand about this dog. They're not being dramatic. They are being diligent. In their mind, every single one of those alerts worked. The Amazon van showed up, they barked, the Amazon van left. The dog walked past, they sounded the alarm, the dog kept moving. From where your doodle's sitting, they are batting 1,000. They are the only reason your house has never been successfully invaded by a delivery driver. Their performance review is flawless, and they wrote it themselves. Okay, here's the honest part, and this is the piece I really want to teach you today. So lean in. Vigilance is not a personality. It's a workload. A dog who's always scanning, always listening, always halfway up the bed is a dog whose nervous system never gets to punch out. And the research on stress recovery is really clear here. When a dog has a big alerting event, the arousal from that event doesn't vanish the second the truck drives away. It takes real time to come back down to baseline. Hours, sometimes longer, depending on the dog and the day. So now do the math on that shift log I just read you. A new alert every hour or two means this dog never gets to complete a single recovery cycle all the way. They're not starting each bark from 0. They're starting from wherever the last one left them. By the 3:30 school bus, they're not reacting to a bus. They're reacting to a bus stacked on top of an entire day that never got put down. You know the feeling when you've had 4 stressful things happen by noon, and then someone asks you a totally normal question, and you snap at them? That. Your doodle is having that all day, every day, in a job they can't clock out from. And this is exactly why the popular advice keeps failing you. Just ignore it. It doesn't work because the barking was never for your benefit. It's for the trucks. Yelling doesn't work either. And here's the sneaky reason why. From your doodle side, a loud human joining at the window doesn't read as a correction. It reads as backup. You're barking too. Congratulations, now you're both on shift. And the citronella collar your neighbor swears by, or anything built on startling, scaring, or hurting a dog, With this population, it backfires worse than almost any other because you can't punish a dog out of a job they believe is keeping the family alive. You can only make the job scarier. Force and fear don't fire the employee, they just make the employee work frightened. And a frightened employee doesn't do less, they do more faster with worse judgment. So, what does work? I'll give you the direction because I don't leave you guys hanging. The overworked doodle needs two things in this order. First, fewer triggers hitting him per shift. Management, shrink the workload before you ask anything of the worker. And secondly, a genuinely better job offer. Because remember the principle from last week, an unmet need does not disappear. It gets self-directed. This dog has a need to work. The answer is never no job. It's a different job. And here's your one doable first step this week. Explicitly small. Not a training plan, not a protocol, just this. Pick your doodle's single busiest post. For most of you, that's one specific window, and make that one view boring for a week. Move the couch, close the blind, whatever it takes. That's it. That's the whole assignment. You're not fixing anything yet. You're just giving one employee one shorter shift, and I want you to watch what happens to the evenings. Now, here's the thing. There are 5 job titles a doodle can hold, and I've just described one of them. Maybe you listened to this whole episode nodding so hard your neck hurts. Or maybe you're thinking, that's not my dog at all. Mine hasn't moved since Tuesday, which, by the way, is also job title. And that dog needs something completely different from everything I said today. The quiz tells you which employee you're living with. 2 minutes, and it's just so accurate. Go ahead and take it at thedoodlepro.com/doodlejob. All one word. That's thedoodlepro.com/doodlejob. And then come tell me, did you get the overworked doodle? Put it in my DMs because I want to know how many of you are living with the director of perimeter security. And I read every single one. This is the Doodle Pro podcast, where we celebrate how doodles are different, wonderfully so.